secret recordings, leaked documents, and a billionaire's vault that could destroy everything. Prince Harry and Meghan's carefully crafted story is unraveling, and Tyler Perry holds all the cards. This is Royal Daily Report with a story that will shock you. Good day, viewers. Welcome to Royal Daily Report, your trusted source for breaking news on the British royal family. I'm your host, bringing you an explosive investigation that's rocking both Hollywood and the monarchy. Before we dive into this unprecedented scandal, please subscribe to Royal Daily Report and enable notifications to stay updated on this developing story. Now, let's get into what everyone's talking about. Okay, so you won't believe the latest royal drama. It's like a TV show, but with actual billionaires and a whole lot of possibly illegal recordings. We all thought Harry and Meghan were just trying to escape the control of the royal family, right? Turns out, maybe they were just trading one set of puppet strings for another. And this time, the puppeteer is Tyler Perry. I mean, think about it. They leave England almost overnight, saying they're broke and under attack from the press, who comes in like a knight in shining armor. Tyler Perry, private jet, huge Beverly Hills mansion, security detail, everything. Meghan was calling him her protector, her rock. It sounded like the beginning of a beautiful, although unlikely, friendship. But in Hollywood, nothing is ever that simple, is it? Here's the thing about Tyler Perry. He didn't get to be a billionaire by being naive. The man is a smart businessman, and he knows that loyalty in Hollywood is about as reliable as the weather. So, he documents everything. Every phone call, every meeting, every tearful conversation. He calls it his vault. And apparently, it's filled with enough dirt to bury half of Hollywood. Now, when Harry and Meghan moved into Perry's mansion, they signed a residency agreement. Seems normal, right? But buried in the fine print was a clause that basically said, if you ever try to pretend I didn't help you, I'm unleashing the Kraken. Okay, maybe not in those exact words, but the main idea is that if they publicly denied him, he had the right to release information to protect his reputation. And guess what? That's exactly what happened. Fast forward a few years, Harry and Meghan are living the California dream, signing multi-million-dollar deals and building their brand around being authentic and vulnerable. But then Tyler Perry's studio gets hit with a massive lawsuit, claims of workplace issues and bullying. His reputation takes a hit, and suddenly Meghan's PR team decides that Perry is a problem. They start quietly erasing him from their story. Photos disappear. Mentions get removed from articles. Even Lilibet's Wikipedia page got a Perry removal. This is where things get interesting. Remember that clause in the residency agreement? Well, by trying to erase Perry from their story, they triggered it. And Perry, being the careful guy that he is, reportedly just sat back and said they signed for this. Then the first audio leak dropped. 58 seconds of what sounded like Meghan and Harry planning about how to use the Diana card without looking like they were manufacturing grief, and Harry saying that Netflix didn't want them crying too much. It was enough to make everyone question the realness of their entire story. Were those tearful interviews and documentaries just carefully created performances? A week later, another clip appeared. This time, it was Harry pacing in the background, talking about how they needed to balance looking polished with leaning into the pain without seeming manipulative. And then Meghan saying, then we show the garden scenes. Calm, grounded, real. Nothing too emotional until the third act. The third act. That's when people realize this wasn't just a couple sharing their truth. It was a planned performance. Tyler Perry, meanwhile, stayed silent. No denials, no confirmations, just letting the world connect the dots. And that's when you know the real drama is about to begin. And it got even crazier. Turns out the audio leaks were just the opening act. Harry wasn't playing around. He had a whole damn strategic repositioning plan. A document, people, a multi-page file titled, wait for it, Strategic Repositioning Plan. Can you even believe the nerve? Apparently, sources are saying this thing was created like 3 weeks after Harry and Meghan moved into Perry's mansion. It wasn't just some casual diary entry. It was a blueprint. Timelines, talking points, rebranding goals, media phases, the whole thing. Phase 1, the Oprah interview. Phase 2, the Netflix documentary series. Phase 3, a lifestyle empire built on authenticity and heartbreak. I mean, come on. And at the bottom, 2 signatures. Harry, Meghan, like they were all in on this thing. This document basically proved that their whole Speaking Our Truth story was a carefully planned rollout. A business plan designed to rebuild their image, sell their pain, and control the narrative. It was organized, polished, and absolutely devastating to their believability. The thing is, people thought they left the palace to find freedom, right? Turns out maybe they just left to form their own institution, their own little monarchy of manufactured authenticity. It wasn't a fairy tale. It was strategy with lighting, music, and a freaking marketing budget. After that document leaked, sources say Harry went completely off the rails, pacing through hallways at 3 a.m., replaying the recordings on loop. He wasn't angry, he was hollow. Like he'd finally realized the whole thing was a fake. Insiders are saying his calls with Meghan got short and sharp. The partnership that once looked like rebellion now sounded like exhaustion. He allegedly told one friend, "I realized it was over. Not the story, everything." And then he did the unthinkable. He called London. Not Netflix, not Spotify, not his American PR team. He called his father's office. Whispers say it was a quiet reach out. No formal request, no big announcement, just a message that said everything without saying much. "I'm not okay." Within 48 hours, a private jet lifted off from a small airport north of Los Angeles. No photographers, no entourage, no Meghan. The prince who once ran from the palace was heading straight back to it. Can you imagine the look on the Queen's face if she were still alive? And while Harry disappeared into the fog, Meghan's empire started to crumble in real time. Her new lifestyle brand, the one meant to be her grand reinvention, flopped harder than anyone expected. Comment sections turned hostile. Former allies went quiet. Magazines that once gave her glowing features suddenly started passing on her pitches. Behind the scenes, partnerships that had been in the works got canceled. Executives didn't want scripted authenticity tied to their logos. It was the ultimate irony, right? The woman who built an empire on storytelling lost it the moment the story was proven scripted. Meanwhile, Tyler Perry thriving. The massive lawsuit that Meghan's team once used to justify cutting ties quietly settled. His reputation bounced back stronger than ever. He didn't go on talk shows. He didn't release statements. He didn't brag. He just let the receipts speak for themselves. Calm, composed, untouched. The man everyone tried to erase turned out to be the one holding the entire script. And the rumor is that vault of his still isn't empty. So picture this. The English countryside, dark and foggy just before sunrise. A black car pulls up to an old stone estate. The door opens and Prince Harry steps out. No cameras, no guards, just silence. For the first time in years, he's not running from the crown. He's walking toward it. Sources whisper he's staying somewhere quiet, surrounded by a few trusted royal allies. He's not planning a comeback tour. He's trying to breathe, to think, to finally stop performing. Because somewhere between California's bright lights and London's cold dawn, he realized something that hits deeper than any tabloid headline. He didn't escape the institution. He only changed it. He went from palace management to media management. From scripted duty to scripted freedom, different crown, same control. In that midnight flight, it wasn't about retreat. It was about clarity. The fairy tale was never freedom. The cameras never stopped rolling. The script just changed hands. Now the world waits, wondering if this is the end of Harry and Meghan's story or the beginning of 2 separate ones. Because if Perry still holds what people say he holds, more audio, more drafts, more proof, then the vault isn't closed, it's ticking. And when those next files drop, it won't just shake Hollywood or the monarchy. It'll rewrite every tearful headline we ever believed. For now, the prince is quiet, the mogul is calm, and the duchess is vanishing from the front pages. But make no mistake, the story isn't over. It's just paused, waiting for the next act to begin. He thought he'd escaped the crown, but maybe the crown was never the cage. The lie was, okay, so you gotta wonder what's next, right? I mean, Harry's back in London, probably eating dry toast and staring at family portraits. Meghan's basically persona non grata. Is this the end of the Sussex story? Nah, no way. Here's the thing. Even if Tyler Perry locked that vault up tighter than Fort Knox, the damage is done. The illusion shattered. People aren't buying the authentic, vulnerable act anymore. And you know, Hollywood, once the tide turns, it turns fast. I'm betting Meghan's got a few moves left. She's not going to go down without a fight. Maybe she'll try to rebrand again. Go full victim of Tyler Perry's manipulation. Play the sympathy card. But honestly, I don't think it'll work this time. The public's got a nose for nonsense now. And Harry? Man, he's in a tough spot. He's burned bridges with his family. He's alienated a lot of his fan base. And he's probably realizing he was played not just by the palace, but maybe by people closer to him than he thought. You gotta feel a little bad for the guy. He's always seemed like he's searching for something, and he keeps ending up in the wrong places. But let's be real, the royal family isn't exactly innocent in all this. They're masters of spin, and they're probably loving the fact that Harry and Meghan are taking all the heat. This whole thing is a convenient distraction from their own problems. You know, Prince Andrew is still lurking around somewhere, and the monarchy's relevance is always up for debate. So, what does the future hold? I think we're going to see Harry try to reintegrate into the royal fold. Maybe take on some charity work, keep a low profile. He'll probably write another book in like 10 years, trying to explain his side of the story. It'll sell 1 million copies, and everyone will forget about it a month later. Meghan, I honestly don't know. Maybe she'll disappear for a while, then re-emerge with a new project, a new image. Maybe she'll try to become a political activist or a wellness guru. Who knows? The one thing I'm sure of is she's not going to give up. But the real wild card here is Tyler Perry. He's got all the power now. He's got the receipts. He's got the reputation. And he's got the money. He could stay silent, let everything fade away. Or he could drop another bomb just to remind everyone who's really in control. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns this whole thing into a movie. The Royal Exit, a Tyler Perry production. Can you imagine? It would be the biggest hit of the decade. And honestly, that's probably the most messed up part of all this. It's all become entertainment. Real people's lives, real relationships, reduced to gossip and speculation. We're all just sitting here watching the drama unfold like it's some reality show. But here's the thing. These are real people. They're making real decisions with real consequences. And even though it's easy to get caught up in the spectacle, we shouldn't forget that. So yeah, the story's paused, but it's not over. Not by a long shot. There are too many egos involved, too much money at stake, and too many secrets still hidden in that vault. The next act is coming, and it's going to be a big one. You can bet on it. And I'll be here with popcorn, ready to watch the whole thing go down. It's just sad though, isn't it? That it all came to this. That concludes our special report on the Tyler Perry vault scandal and Prince Harry's return to London. This story continues to develop, and Royal Daily Report will bring you every update as it happens. If you want to stay informed on this unprecedented royal crisis, subscribe to Royal Daily Report and turn on notifications. Share this report with anyone who needs to know the truth behind the headlines. For Royal Daily Report, I'm your host. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and we'll see you in the next report. Thank you for watching.